Basically, the way I did it was, I grew up. I'm a '70s baby. I grew up in the '70s. You know what I'm saying? And I happened to grow up around the time and the areas where, you know, the big thing was about fighting oppression and unity. It was about not letting nobody put you down. And with that mentality, even though in my household, it was trials and tribulations. Anytime I went out, that brotherly love was real. And because that brotherly love was real, you know what I'm saying? It's like an animal adapts to its habitat. I just adapted to the habitat that I was around. Nothing. The only thing that was around me was brothers that was against oppression and that was fighting for any kind of cause that was righteous. You know what I'm saying? I grew up this way as a kid. My boxing trainer, when I was boxing, he always used to tell me, listen, I don't want you using your hands out on the street and committing crimes. Get paid. Get paid for your skill. Don't go out there and use it for a 5-minute fame when you can actually use it and get a lifetime of success. And I always took those things to heed. And then when I went to prison, I had to overcome my circumstances doing all that time in the box. So what I did was I read. And the books that I chose to read was I go in stages, you know what I mean? So I went in my stage where I wanted to read about the times when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I can't really remember it because I was a kid. But by reading those books, it took me back there. I remember when I used to have the little afro and the turtleneck and all that. I remember when I started reading those books, how, you know what I'm saying, they had the leather peacoat and everything. I used to remember my father wearing the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And as I read those books, it took me back to my childhood, but it also started to educate me on why those times were the way they were. You know what I'm saying? Those times, like 60s and 70s, were some real serious, righteous times. You know what I mean? It ain't like it is now. And the main thing that I do is that I don't let nothing change me. If there's something about me that needs to be changed, I correct it at the time when it needs to be corrected. But as far as me changing my ideology, I choose to stay the same no matter what. Poor, rich, I can have all the money in the world or have not even a cent, and I gotta sleep in the woods somewhere. It don't matter. As long as my mentality and my heart is still strong, I'm gonna always be that way till I die. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm too old to change. You know what I'm saying? There's no time for me to change right now. And I'm talking about as far as changing as far as being passive.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm only passive for as far as getting around. But as far as certain ideologies, certain things that's going on, I'm not passive about it. Look, when I went to prison, I ended up having to represent myself in the courts, in the federal courtroom. They kept giving me lawyers. I fired 7 of them. You know what I'm saying? Anytime they gave me one, he wasn't for me. He was against me. He tried to convince me, and I wasn't telling these people that I was so expensive in the law. While they were telling me all that stuff, what I was doing was I was playing them. A word? Yeah, no, you can't do it. Yeah, you ain't got no wins at this place, man. They crooked, this and that. And yeah, they were telling me the truth about that, but that didn't take the fight out of me. Why should I just bow down? I'm not doing that. We're going to trial, bro.
War of the spirit, man. And
if you don't want to go to trial, take a hike.
Yeah, that's a fact. And you know something, Wildkat, man, that piece you did on Spofford was special. You two needed that. You know what I'm saying? That you two needed that. You know what I mean? And how much time did you do as a juvenile?
As a juvenile, I did 13, 14. I did 13 to 16. I did a juvenile.
Man, that's 3 years of your life. That's 3 years of your life. So being in Spofford, did that almost was the transition from Spofford to Rikers Island to prison?
Is it was basically? I looked at Spofford like it was training camp.
Yeah.
Because when you went to Spofford, you was fighting for everything. You was fighting to sit on the couch. You was fighting for your snacks. You was fighting for your shirt. You was fighting for your sneakers. You know what I'm saying? You was fighting just for your own space, your own square you was fighting for. And then you had the staff. The staff was terrible. The staff was choking dudes out and all that. That's when I started going at the staff. And me and the staff started fighting back and forth. Because I'm like, you're not going to put your hands on me. You ain't my mother or my father. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you're not going to put your hands on me because you're trying to enforce your law. I'm not trying to hear that.
Hey, you ever read a book called Man, Child in the Promised Land by Claude Brown? I want you to get that book. Claude Brown is basically, that path almost reminds me of your path in a different way. Claude Brown went through Wildkat, Prafit. He did the whole nine. Then he ended up becoming a jazz player, and he ended up being very successful in the end. You know what I'm saying? And y'all paths is almost similar. You know, just talking to you and watching your movements. You know what I mean? You was just a lot more gutter with it. You feel me? But read that book, man. That book is fire. You won't really see a lot of similarities between y'all two. Well,
definitely, man. Every time I look in my chat and people give me certain knowledge, what I do is I look it up and I research it. You know what I'm saying? That's the main reason why I didn't even know what S.A. Leader was about when he first was reaching out to me. Then one day I went in his chat. And when I went in his chat, I said, hold up, this chat ain't no joke right here. It's my type of chat. I went in there and I was listening to everything, and I called him up. And I came in the chat and I kicked it with him during the chat. But that's the type of thing and people and atmosphere that I like to be around. Because you know what happens a lot of times, we get caught up in the mix a lot. And the reason we get caught up in the mix a lot is because we lose focus. You know, and I tell people that focus is an acronym for follow one cause until successful.
Exactly. I like that.
Hey, Wildkat. Wildkat, it's Sarnetta. I be seeing you having problems saying my name. It's
Sarnetta.
Right, there you go.
Sarnetta.
There you go.
Tell her what it means. Tell her what it means.
Oh, it means the son of God. Sa means the son, and Netter means God. In the Metal Netter. That's in the Metal Netter writings. But yo, let me ask you, brother, how did your relationship begin with CK? Like, how did y'all meet? How did that whole thing started? Because the first time I heard you talking on Queen's Flip, you was talking about how y'all was going to court and something happened. And you was in the back.
I started it off with that. That's what made me. Wildkat is different when I heard that story. Give it to him, Cat. That is crazy. That story is crazy.
What happened was, I was in HCM. I went up north, but I came back down because I was getting rearrested. So what happened was, they put me in the bullpen, but they didn't know where they was gonna house me at the time. But technically, they can't put me back in the thing, and that's what it was their problem. They wanted to put me back inside the shoe. But because I went up north and I had a state number, they couldn't just put me right back in the shoe. I had to do something for them to put me in the shoe. So they had me in the bullpen, and they was going through classification to see where they're going to put me at, because they didn't know where they were going to put me. So I'm in the bullpen, and what I'm doing is, I had three rug cutters, and I was taking two so I can put them away, and one to keep out just in case I see a bandit. Because at that time there was a whole bunch of war going on. You don't know where it's coming from, so you got to be careful.
Right.
And me, I'll be gone if somebody get me. I ain't trying to hear that. So I ain't good at taking any losses. That's why I'm glad I haven't so far. So now, when they put me in the pen, I stood in there, and I noticed that like about 10 minutes later, they opened the gate while I was in the bathroom part of the pen. When they opened the gate, a bunch of dudes came in the pen. And when the dudes came in the pen, I noticed CK. Now, I noticed CK because CK was in 3 block with me. And 3 block was the big in HCM also. I was in 3 block with CK. And when we was in 3 block, I started this thing called Warriors, and we used to get on the gate and bang and have fun, wreck with each other. But there was this one cat that he said something foul he tried to tell everybody to get off the gate. He thought that he was the man on the block or whatever. And since I was technically still an adolescent, I just turned adult. So he picked me, like, yo, shorty, get off the gate. Before I make you get off the gate. And I was like, oh, okay, now this dude, he talked to me crazy. Now it's lit. That's a fact. So we go to the yard. When we go to the yard the next morning, CK saw that I was going to go after dude. So what CK did, he went over there with the basketball and he hit the dude in the face. Bang! When he hits the dude in the face, I'm on top of him now. I'm airing him out. From there, they took me out and they put me in 1B big. From then on, I didn't see CK no more after that because I went up north. But then what happened was, I come back down from up north, and while I'm in this bullpen, these dudes that's coming in, they all like Dancers and Kings and all different gangs that's coming, but they all from the Spanish gang. Then CK comes in there. And when CK comes in there, they all jump on top of the bench. And a couple of them stay on the bottom. I see them starting to take their belt off. I see dudes pulling out shanks. I'm like, whoa, what's going on over here? So I'm looking. And I see CK's by himself. I'm like, yo, they're about to murder this dude in here. I'm like, nah, that ain't happening because CK when I was in the Bennington 3 block and I just had turned the door. And this dude came out of his mouth. CK when he did hit the dude in the face with the basketball, and that gave me enough time to get up on him because the dude was actually looking at me, and he wasn't giving me a chance to really get up on him. Once he got hit in the face with the basketball, I got up on him and I got to do my thing. But now it's the bullpen, and CK is in there, and I see him and I see what's going on. They're about to jump him, air him out. So I just run out the bathroom and I catch one dude. Wow, I catch him, and then I catch another dude. I jump on top of the bench and catch another dude, but I hit the artery.
The artery, the blood spurts out.
There's an artery on the side of the head. I must have hit the artery when I cut him, and he started squirting, and the blood was coming out literally like a hose. It was coming out the bars all the way out into where they passed the transit area. So the police saw it. The dudes in the pen, they all got shook. They all jumped back on top of the benches, and they was making noise for the CO to come and open the gate because their man had fainted. He fell on the floor. So they didn't want no drama at all. They were scared of death. Even though they outnumbered us, just by that one example, they was like, nah, this dude here is different.
He's different, man.
So they jumped on top of the benches. Now the CO Garvey, I'll never forget, he pulls the dude out. I see when they put him on the stretcher, take him out they call the ambulance or whatever. Now when they're taking him out, they coming in the pen, they take CK out. I thought I got away with it. But apparently I didn't, because next thing you know, they came back and we were still all on the wall, and they came and grabbed me. And then when they grabbed me, they take me to the bank. So I was like, I ain't beat this one. But my whole thing in that situation was, even though we wasn't claiming at the time. My whole point was, I can't stand oppression. I don't like oppression, period. It doesn't matter if it's one race against, it doesn't matter. I don't side with race because I don't believe in that. I only believe in people. I believe in people. I don't believe in race. I believe race is designated to make people separate themselves from one another. I believe we are all one. So when I saw him and I saw them, they're about to do him dirty, I'm like, nah, I'm not letting that go down. And what I did was I went and I helped him. Even if me and CK weren't part of the same gang or none of that stuff, just the fact that they were going to do him dirty, and I am not going to watch that. Because now I'm going against my own morale and principle, where I go against all types of oppression. I can't just sit there and be like, okay, wow, look, they doing him dirty. That's messed up.
At that time, was you already blood? You was blood already?
But hold on, let me ask you one question real quick while we're on that same subject. What's crazy about that, it was at that time.
Hey Ron, try to get clearer. Try to get clearer on the phone.
Okay, I got you. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and take this off on speaker. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
All right. And at that time, the Spanish, this was happening all over the nation. Spanish and black were, if you Spanish, you rocking with Spanish. To see what happened with what Wildkat did right there is what makes it special. He didn't care about the race thing. Even in Texas right now, if I go to jail, you know what I'm saying? You rocking with the blacks, the whites rocking with the whites, Hispanics rocking with the Hispanics. You know what I mean? I mean that's how it goes. And to see what Wildkat did right there, that's what really blew my mind and make him, you know what I mean? It's a joint called Incarcerated Scarfaces, where they say, even in Rikers Island at that time, you know, Spanish rocking with Spanish, you know, blacks rocking with blacks. That was crazy, Cat. That's what really turned me on. And so I never said, man, I got Wildkat. I said, man, let me talk to him, man. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that real quick, man.
Yeah, hey,
You know what I mean?
Wildkat.
Like,
Yeah, so
at that time,
go ahead.
At that time when that happened, I wasn't blood at that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Nah, I wasn't. I came home after that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you came home and you became blood on the street?
No, me came home meaning I was official. Shortly after that incident.
Yeah, it was
Then I became official. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the way it
Oh,
was.
okay. So how did you you and your man? Because I see y'all cool right now. I be watching some of y'all videos. I'm talking about KK, Killer Kev. How did y'all two hook up and link up?
Me and KK hooked up because KK came down to one beat. He came down in the spring, or he came in April. He came in April of 9/5. He came down to one beat, and when he came down to one beat, we clicked it. I mean, me and Killer Cat clicked it because we was from basically the same area. We was running around the same territory. You know what I'm saying? And I respected Killer Cat because I knew that Killer Cat was on Go Time. So before he even came down to the thing, I already had heard about Killer Cat and him being on Go Time and him repping the hood. So when he came down, I embraced him. And we got close because now we started kicking it with each other. We started to go down on visits. You know what I'm saying? His wife and my mom got cool. And now we're going on double business and stuff like that. I used to go out with his wife's friend at that time also. You know what I'm saying? So we intermingled a lot down there, not only just on the block. Because there were times where me, Killer Kev, all of us had to come out ourselves one by one to fight with the police because they was trying to get on some, it's a search down. But it really wasn't a search down. Once you put your hand through the slot and they cuff your hand, when they open the gate, they pull you out and they start whooping on you, hitting you with the sticks and all that. Damn. So we used to not play that. We used to be on that, all right, if y'all going to play like that, y'all going to have to come in here and get us. And all of us was fighting. Y'all going to get tired after a while. You see what I'm saying? So now what happened was, there was times when we was going out and Killer Cat was going out with us. He was in the block, and when everybody was coming out one by one fighting with the police, Killer Cat was one of them that was coming out fighting with the police. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So me and him developed a relationship from then on because we had a mutual respect for each other because we knew that we were both doing our thing in the street and we were both doing our thing in jail. You know what I'm saying? Again, it was never a race thing because Killer Kev's wife is Puerto Rican, and I mean it was crazy because in the beginning a lot of people didn't know I was Spanish. They thought I was like Indian or mulatto.
Right. Oh, so are you Dominican or you Puerto Rican?
Yeah, I'm Dominican. I'm 100% Dominican. So a lot of people thought I was like Guyanese because I was raised with a lot of Guyanese and Jamaicans. You see what I'm saying around my area, but. A lot of people was thinking that too, because I had caught on to the slang a little bit. And when I came through and I saw other Indians or Jamaicans, I used to kick it with them. And a lot of people heard me kicking it with them, and they was like, "Oh, I think you're son of Jamaican." Oh, okay. So for a while, nobody never really knew what I was. It was like he could be either Guyanese, because they had light skinned Jamaicans too that was down there, like Rock T and them. They was light skinned, and they looked like they were Spanish, but they weren't. They were Jamaican. You know what I'm saying?
That could work in your favor too.
That's a fact. Yeah, it did work in my favor a couple of times. A couple of times I've been in the bullpen, and I'm in the bullpen, and they looking at me like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? They see me with red on. So when they start talking in Spanish, not knowing that I understand what they say. Yeah, so me, the minute I start hearing, they're scheming on me, I bet. Now I'm going to have to wash somebody real quick. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm not going to let them fall up. You know what I mean? So
one thing about Cat, what always kept you on, I know just fighting for your life alone keeps you on edge, man. But the way you go hard, man, you know what I mean? It's something different than everybody else, man. Like that's something what kind of mind frame you gotta stay in that mind frame 24/7, you know what I mean, to be able to keep that type of energy.
What I say to myself all the time is that if I have an enemy, I gotta be worse than him.
Mm-hmm.
Simply put. If the enemy is coming at me with a knife, then I gotta come at him with an axe.
So,
you see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you have to be worse than your enemy. Meaning if your enemy is a savage, you gotta be more of a savage. And then they'll get the picture. They'll get the message not to mess around no more. And after a while, that's what happened. After a while, all these ops that we had, they ain't want no smoke. Because when I came out the population, I went right to the yard. I went to all the courts. I went to Comstock. I went to Astor. I went to Auburn. I went to all the courts. Yo, what's up? My name is Wildkat. You know what I'm saying? You got anything with me? We could do this right now. And I went to the 5%ers. I went to the Muslims. I went to the Latin Kings. I went to the Jamaicans. And mostly everybody embraced me. You know what I'm saying? Those that I'm supposed to have drama with, basically what they did was be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? That was back then.
Because they seen realness in you, bro. They know it.
With you.
Yeah.
So I left it at that. But I let it be known when I went to population. Like, I let everybody know, like, yo, I'm out here. What's up? But I stood in population for 2 years in Stock, a year in Attica, and a year in Auburn. Didn't have any problems. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I got kicked out of those jails, like they kicked me out of Comstock, and they said that I was having inappropriate relations with a female staff there. Then they kicked me out of Attica because I knocked out that police that had the picture of the black baby with the chain on his neck. Yeah, I laid him out because he tried to smack me when I came in there because he knew about what happened with me and the female staff in Comstock. So they already got on their racist shit the minute I got there, and they was like, yo, so they saved me for last. I already know if they saved you for last, that means they're gonna try to beat you down. I know how Attica get down. It's my second time there. So, I got kicked out of there for putting the beats on Rodemaker. Then from there, they sent me to Auburn. Auburn, I went home from Auburn.
Did
you know what I'm saying?
Did they try to give you another charge? Did they give you another charge after you knocked out the police?
Nah. They just beat the hell out of me.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I know how that shit is.
Yeah, they do fair exchange, ain't no robbery. You know how that goes. You put your hand on one of us, we're gonna damn near kill you. But if you good, you good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I got one last question
straighten your mic, straighten your phone, Ron, straighten your phone. We can't hear you. I can't hear you clear.
Hey, you hear me better?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Cat, after the beef, after you really done put it down and people understood what you was about, and the beef started to settle down, was that when you really locked in on the knowledge yourself because you're very articulate? And right now we understand that, and you got to beat the enemy with smart. You got to be smarter than the enemy now. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to be more financially stable than the enemy now. You understand what I'm saying? So after your beef settled in prison, was that when you really went on your knowledge yourself journey?
Yeah, because one thing, when I was reading Solid That Brother with George Jackson, I was reading about how he worked out his mind, his body, and his soul. So I kind of emulated George Jackson. What I did, I started reading a lot. I was working out a lot. And I used that blueprint, as a source of strength as my days go on. Don't concentrate on where you're at. concentrate on where you're trying to go to and get to, and make sure that you're ready. Your mind is ready for it, your body's ready for it, your soul is ready for it. So I used the box as my training camp. And I just trained my body, my mind, and my soul, and I kept myself, motivated in that particular fashion there. You know what I'm saying? I made myself a punching bag. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of things to make sure that nothing. What I used to say is, don't fall victim to the institutional decorum. That used to be I used to have that written on my wall. They used to get mad. You gotta take that down. I said, I don't clean stuff. If you want to clean it, I'll go to the shower, you clean it, you take it off. I ain't taking that off. And I used to have that. Don't fall victim to the institutional decorum. And that meant, right, because I used to have crazy dudes next to me that they weren't really all that crazy. They just didn't talk to nobody. They just didn't eat a lot. And they just talked to themselves. So when I used to listen to their conversations, when they used to talk to themselves, I used to be like, yo, this man's having an intelligent conversation with himself.
Word.
Because he's antisocial. So being that he's antisocial, he feels more comfortable exploiting his intellect with himself than with someone else that might give him a negative opinion. You see what I'm saying? That's what makes him antisocial.
That's deep right there.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was discovering all these things by analyzing the people around me, I'm reading these books also. I started reading books, yo, you wouldn't believe the type of books I started reading. After I got through all the Black Panther books and the Closet and Fume and Marcus Garvey and
all our martyr biographies.
Yeah, after I finished with all of those, then I started to go really ham and started to go into venture off. You know what I'm saying? I started to venture off. I started to learn about the body, the bones of the body. What keeps your heart rate, what messes up with your heart rate, the things you shouldn't eat, the things you shouldn't eat. I started going into books where I had to ask my people, yo, you gotta send me a dictionary. Yo, you gotta send me a medical dictionary. You gotta send me a horticulture dictionary. I started getting
that expanded you more and more. More and more. As you read one book, you expand yourself more and more vocabulary-wise, just by having to go through all that.
Facts. And then, I had to set the time. So what I did was I slept during while everybody was making noise, and I stood up while everybody was asleep. You know what I'm saying? So if my neighbors were the type that were making noise and they chose to sleep at the time to kill my schedule, I will bang on their wall and they'll get mad and start banging on my wall, and I'll be like, yes, that's what I need so I can go to sleep. And I'll go right to sleep while they banging and kicking. And then later on I wake up, they done got tired, they done went to sleep, they done drank the Kool-Aid that they gave out on the gallery that had Dorazine in it.
That had what? Had what?
That had Dorazine in it, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Because once the Kool-Aid used to come down the gallery, it's like for some reason everybody fell asleep, girl.
Yeah, word.
So I wasn't messing with the Kool-Aid, girl. When they was coming by, like, you're not gonna drink? I said, I drink water at the sink. Oh,
yeah, a lot of you surrounded.
Yeah, that's not actually purified water. I said, yeah, well, that's not purified Kool-Aid either. So we're a stalemate. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like sleeping right now. You know what I mean? So,
Cat.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, man, adding all that together, man, see the intellect that I realized that you had on YouTube, watching, listening to you speak, the articulation, saying going along with what you've been through, is a transition. The transformation was amazing. You know what I mean? And you got more transformation going, and I'm just glad to witness it, my brother. If we give me 10 Wildkats, y'all keep all the games in the world. You know what I mean? I was going to descend with 10 Wildkats. I'm good. Word up.
Facts, bro. Because
that's a fact, man.
If you see it nowadays, man, and a lot of people notice it, it's such a struggle to keep a bond. It's such a struggle to experience loyalty. And the reason for that is because they throw so much things in between. Money, prizes,